ours for the taking. Yeah. History now in the making.
All right, what is happening, everybody? Welcome. Let's go ahead and dive right on into another episode, shall we? So gather around, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto freaks, all you money-making maniacs. That's right, we're talking to degens, no matter your class, color, or creed. We're making our way on down into these crypto streets again, and we're gonna swing on through to the crypto casino. So if you guys want to follow along for the journey, well, of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button and get yourselves acquainted. But let's get right on into it. So we've got a fairly new platform that has been getting some buzz in the space. I've seen a couple of people put videos out for this one already. And well, you got a brand new platform, the sooner the better, right? Of course, we all know, and it should go without saying, that by all means, do your own due diligence and, don't use money that you cannot afford to part with or to lose, right? Because in many cases, you guys know that the risk level with crypto is, it can be pretty extreme, right? So with that said, it takes a relatively high tolerance for, these platforms. So make sure that you, step accordingly, right? By all means, I'm not a financial advisor. So you guys know the deal with the disclaimer. And with that said, I'm going to dive in, right? Because again, it's, as I said, only a couple of weeks old. I think they've had a beta test going for a couple of, maybe about a month and a half. So let's scroll on through. You can see here the trading results. Now, actually, before we touch on this, the fact that currently this is stable coin, USDC on Solana. This is how we make our deposits to then create a stake, right? And they've got one stake, 30 days. That's it. No less, no more, right? So when it ends, your capital is paid back, so they say, right? So if this one can, between 1% and 3%, if this one can stand even just for a couple of months, then getting back that seed capital is very likely. If they don't have any issues, right, with we got hacked, or some other excuse that says they can't do withdrawals, and then you got a problem. But a lot of these platforms, they make it out of the gate for several months, and we're going to take a stab at this one. All right, we got a couple of other passive income engines rolling in the portfolio right now, so we're going to add this one to it as well. But apparently, though, I don't know if this is what they say it is, but they're hitting 3%, it seems, every day. Within 3% and even higher on some of these days. Now, getting 4.23% is extremely aggressive, right? Now, what the risks are ultimately losing your capital, right? Now, I'm going to come in this thing with 500 because I think that, again, the fact that this platform has just recently launched, they claim to be using Claude Mythos, which I know a lot of people, even just, regular Joes, are using AI, right, and other LLMs to do trading, right, and to get an edge, so to speak, on the trading game, right? So, but apparently this one is used as you can see here, StakerGPT, powered by Claude. Interesting that they call it GPT, right? Because Chat GPT and Claude, they are not fond of each other. From what whatever, they probably are fond, right? You got people crossing over from one AI company to another. But at any rate, though, so apparently they're using Claude, so they say, Mythos, and doing perpetual trading, going long, going short. And I'm not sure, as far as these trades that they're showing, again, right? When you click onto the outgoing button to follow the trade, let me show you what I mean right quick. So for these trade results here, let's go to the 31st. All right, and then If I click onto this, let's go BNB. And it takes you to trade view, but I'm not seeing an actual trade on trade view. I mean, this is just showing you what the prices are from what I'm gathering here. But at any rate, though, again, like I said, all that can be this or that, right? As far as this thing actually being on blockchain and being able to be tracked, so to speak. But the fact of the matter is, I'm paying for convenience. What it comes down to, I mean, they say these guys are based out of Switzerland. I don't know. If we come down to the FAQ, actually, let's go down to the very bottom. The company itself, from what they claim. And again, with all these platforms, we've had dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of platforms over the years where they say that they're from, until the team actually comes forward and, kind of presents themselves. It's all whatever they say it is, right? I mean, because we know that these platforms, they come and go. And just like I said, crypto, casino, musical chairs, the music is going to stop at some point. Question is, will it last for several months? Which again, getting it early with an early start is going to be well worth it, right? Now, of course, also too, if you are a builder, right? If you want to grow your network, obviously they have a referral system that you can build out from. But let's just get into the app itself. I just started a new Phantom wallet, which is the recommended, Solana wallet. So this is USDC going in. You got your deposit, real simple. You've got your buttons that keep it pretty cut and dry, right? Deposit, withdraw if you have any funds. Obviously, it's not highlighted because I don't have any funds in here. And the new stake, which again, the 30-day stakes, right? And you are entitled per your share of stake of USDC stablecoin is what you are allotted at the end of the 24-hour cycle. All right, so let me go ahead and open up this wallet. And like I said, actually, this is a brand new wallet because I had some issues several months ago and had some malware problems, which unfortunately someone was able to hack into. Hang on 1 second here. Let me get this password right. But anyway, someone was able to hop in here. So I started a brand new wallet and sent some funds over earlier today. So we are going to, we got some Solana in here for gas fees. Let's send this $500 of USDC, which I converted from, some USDT that I had on BSC, which I've got links down in the description box there below. If you guys want to make those kind of bridge from different chains, like over to Solana. Because actually, even like within Rabby Wallet, for those of you guys who are hip to Rabby Wallet, you can bridge in between different chains on Rabby Wallet, but you can't bridge over to, for example, BTC or Solana, right? So swap space, which does allow for you to, at a very comparable rate, allows you to swap and bridge over to other chains, right? So, but at any rate, though, let's go ahead and let's deposit this. I've got my deposit address that will come up when I click on this. So let's get this in for now, and then we will talk a little bit more about the platform, or at least the UI, and then what they've got, going on over here and how it works. So again, we copied the address, we open that Phantom wallet, and we'll start with $500. And so depending on how the returns actually are, and if the withdrawals are working as they should be, we may increase our position here in the coming days, because if I'm getting like 3+% per day, you can clean up and recoup real fast. So, all right, but let's go ahead and send this on through. And then we will start a stake. Let's paste that address. And then let's do the max amount of 500 USDC stable coin. And let's do that like so. All right, so yeah, the fee on this is cheap, 0.005 cents. So bada boom, bada bing. All right, so we'll close that out. And we should hopefully see this arrive sooner than later. I may have to refresh. Of course, that's always a good step to take. If in doubt, go ahead and do a quick refresh. Double, triple check that address. It was correct. So we'll wait for that to come on through. We ain't gonna stress it. Let's click on the transactions while we're at it. All right, so still not yet arrived. And so in the event, again, if people decide to hop in, right, of course you do your own due diligence, and so should you so choose to hop on in, you can see what the process is like here, right? So if your deposit, oh, there we go. We just got an alarm. So the deposit has arrived on Solana 500. And also too, I forgot that there is a 1% on your first deposit that you get. I think that's your welcome deposit. So you did get an extra $5, right? I forgot all about that. When I first signed up, it will show you, there'll be a code. And if you want to get that 1% extra on your first deposit, then you need to enter that code. So be sure that you copy paste that code somewhere. All right, so it's there. It's there. It's over there. And let's go ahead back to the dashboard. And then we're going to hit the new stake. We're going to do it for the full amount. Add that extra $5 in there. Why not? Auto renew at maturity. Man, we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna see how this train rides, because as it is right now, I don't see an incentive to keep it there. Let's see what happens at 30 days. If your money, as they say, is returned, then I can effectively withdraw it just to make sure that they're gonna allow me to get my capital back, and then send it back in. And then if I've already recouped my or double my money or more, basically, then I can choose to go ahead and go back in. So yeah, we'll just hold off on auto renew, but it's there if you do want to do it. So we're going to open up this $505 stake. Okay, so anyways, let's continue on. And the referrals, I think that you also are getting a share of others' trades, if I'm not mistaken. So when they stake, you get this amount. I don't know if there's profit share. Okay, it may not be profit share as well, which is fine, because again, when they start doing profit share, it gets a little top heavy, right? And these platforms that start doing crazy referral setups, just they can't take the load when it comes to paying out all these aggressive shares to other members. If you're taking some of the shares, basically share or profit sharing. So I think it's only on the deposits you earn for every stake is how it goes. So very basic, simple referral system if you want to do that. The wallets, apparently they're also going to be adding I think USDT soon as well. Okay, so in the settings, of course, this is where you can confirm your email or change it. This is where you can also link wallets, right? So that you can easily withdraw and so forth. I haven't done it yet, but make sure that you set up your the 2FA. Do they have 2FA? Oh, okay. No, actually, this is set up so that you can receive SMS. Okay. Well, just as well, I'll set that up after this video, but yeah, so you can add to get SMS to your phone. And that is what level of security they've got on the platform, or the extra security, in addition to your password and so forth. All right, so that is it. They've got a white paper too if you want to check that out. It is, pretty simple, laid out the here on the outline, you can see through the overview what StakerX is, how it works, assets and networks, results and returns, the 30-day cycle, the deposit, and so on and so forth, withdrawals, restaking the account. So it's all pretty much straightforward. The 2FA, again, Staker accounts sign in with email one-time codes, Google or linked Solana wallets in any combination. The settings page adds 3 layers of protection. On top of sign-in, a verified recovery email, a verified security phone, and a one-time withdrawal confirmation code. So yeah, all those are set up. And then again, as I said, I'm going to set up my SMS so that we can have just a little extra security for the account. But at any rate, here is their white paper so you can read it through. I'm not going to do all of the reading for you. I'm sure you can handle it. So I already read through the major majority of it already. So it's repeating a lot of what was on the homepage. All right, so that is StakerX. Again, trading with Claude Mythos apparently, and that they are also doing the it's perpetual trading, and those are bringing in daily average of, as they say, between 1 and 3, really 3+%, as we've already seen. So we'll see how this thing goes. I'll keep you guys updated as per usual on the journey. If you have any questions, you know what to do, hit me up. With all of the socials there in the description, you can find me, or of course get on over to StakerX's socials, in particular on Telegram. That's probably the best and easiest way to link up and get questions answered over there if you have any. So like I said, the sooner the better, right? We get to the trough first. Those that are at the trough first, at the troughs first, are the ones to eat, right? And have a better chance of recouping that capital, right? Recouping that seed capital. So, all right, let's go ahead and check this one off as brand new to the passive income engine portfolio. And we are going to ride on out. Keep stacking these bags. All right, so I'll see all of you guys on another video real soon. So stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.